Nope. Guys, are you looking forward to Nope? I totally am. Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And on today's show, we're going to be talking about a lot of sequels. Attack the Block 2, Black Panther 2, Dune Part 2. Is there going to be a Get Out 2? But we start the show today by talking about Nope and the first reactions to it. Nope are a resounding yep, praising Jordan Peele's most ambitious film. Ambitious! Well, I did like the trailers for it, and it did have that mystique about it. I don't like Jordan Peele as a director. I wasn't a big fan of Us, but I like Get Out, and we'll talk about Get Out here in just a moment. But the early buzz is out now for this, and people are liking it, and that's good. I mean, yeah, that's really good. There's a quote here that I said that I wanted to highlight here. This is on Variety. We tried to make a big summer blockbuster that you can enjoy whatever you want. That you can enjoy whatever you want. You just go in and just smoke a big... Okay, I like that. I don't smoke anymore though, but have at it, Hoss, if that's your bag. If you wanted to go in and just smoke a big, blunt, talk with a friend about social issues, you can do that. If you want to come in and just relax and get away from it all and see Keke Palmer in the midst of a UFO, then that's what we've got for you. So Weintraub, Stephen Weintraub there says that not going to spoil any aspect of Nope except to say big thumbs up. He talks about praising the cinematography there. Yeah, the cinematography from the trailers looked fantastic. Nope is out of this world, a monster mash with great performances. A monster mash? Well, we know that perhaps that the aliens were going to be like transforming horses into weird creatures, maybe humans too. I don't know. Jordan Peele has been compared to Hitchcock. Ooh, that's a bold statement. Shows up he's going to be next gen Carpenter. Now that's another bold statement. Enjoy the show and don't look up. Yeah, I'm hyped. This comes out next Friday, guys. And I'll be going to see it for sure. For sure. Yeah. So, this is just kind of like the social media... the social media embargo is lifted. So, there's just a lot of... praise, and that's good. If you want to read all of these guys, Variety has kind of put a bunch of them there together. Again, it's worth a look. It doesn't look like it spoils anything. Nope. Let's take a look at the Rotten Tomato meter. Is there any score on there yet? No score on there yet. Let me just reload that, because sometimes maybe 12 o'clock it gets updated. But if it's just social media embargo, I guess it won't get totally lifted until next week when it comes out. Okay. Yeah. But I'll be watching it anyway, for sure. Guys, that's the early buzz for Nope. Does that get you hyped? Does it make you want to go check it out? It does for me. Okay. Get Out 2. Get Out 2. Well, because Jordan Peele's been out doing the press for Nope, Get Out 2 could happen, says Jordan Peele. Never say never. And I like Get Out. It had a nice, small, compact story that was like self-contained. It didn't really leave the door open for a sequel. But, I mean, it exposed a cult of people, right? And I'm sure that there would be somebody else that could pick up the mantle from the family that was doing all of the horrible surgeries. But let's take a look at what Jordan Peele's quote here was. I don't get that a lot. Never say never. I don't get asked that a lot. Talking about Get Out too. Never say never. There's certainly a lot to talk about left. We'll see. There's certainly a lot to talk about left. Well, yeah. I mean, there's got to be some justice for the people that got abducted by this community. For sure. For sure. So, hey, guys, it's not a huge quote, but for the people out there who Would like to see a sequel. Would you like to see a sequel to Get Out 2? I think I would. And who knows? Jordan Peele's got all of these other projects coming up that, hey, you know what? Maybe in like 5 years or so, once he's done some of these other projects that he wants to do, these passion projects, he'll come back to that. As he said, never say never. Get Out 2? I think there is some more story there. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, guys, we're going to go through the stories rather quick today because it's like plus 37 outside today with high humidity. So it's like a greenhouse. Yeah. Dune Part 2. Dune Part 2. Official synopsis and cast list revealed. Well, we know what the story is going to be about, guys. If you ever watched the first Dune movie, this article just goes on to talk about what's going to happen. Because he joined the Fremen there with his mother, and there's going to be some battling for not power, but for control of the spice operations on Arrakis. And he leads the charge of disrupting the Baron's operations. And he trains a bunch of them, of the Fremen, to use the voice attacks. And then, of course, they learn to harness to ride this big sandworms, which will be cool, and that'll be epic to see. God, look how young Zendaya is here. Like, she filmed her scenes, like, in a weekend or something, from what I heard. And that was in between Far From Home and No Way Home, right? So she still looks, like, really young there. But anyway, we know that the new cast, Austin Butler from Elvis is going to be in this as the bad guy, Fade, and then Christopher Walken is going to be the Emperor, and Florence Pugh, we saw that yesterday, her image, which really wasn't that much, is going to be in it, and Florence Pugh plays like Princess Irulian, who's going to eventually marry Paul. But okay, so I want to clarify my comments from yesterday. So he's attracted to Zendaya's character, Churi, right? And like, that's the passion love. I think he marries the princess later on as a political thing, and then it's weird. I think one of their family turns into a big worm or something like that. It gets weird, man. Dune Part 2, official synopsis. I'm not going to go through the whole article, guys, but if you want to check it out, it's on MovieWeb there. And yeah, Dune Part 2 comes out November 17th, 2023. If they're shooting it now, like, official production just started. Well, it's not going to be a 6-month shoot, I wouldn't think, but I would say they would finish hopefully around late September, October maybe. And that's a long shoot still, too. That would be a long shoot. So yeah, and it's going to be a heavy visual effects film, so that'll give them a year to put that together. I think they can make that deadline. But Dune will be one that I will not be shocked. Dune Part 2, I mean. I will not be shocked if an announcement came that it's going to get pushed. But I think they can make that deadline. And I hope they do, because I really enjoyed the first one, but I can't wait to see them back to back. Somebody in the live chat last week said that it would be good when it comes out, because then you can take it in as a double feature at the theater. Like, they'll re-release Part 1. And that is something that I would do, especially if that would make me intrigued to see it on the IMAX too. Yeah. Dune Part 2, guys, what do you think? Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Plot reportedly leaked. Well, I'm not going to talk about the plot here. Reveals major details and cameos. This is once again up on MovieWeb. Well, we know that Namor is going to appear in this. We know that this guy here is going to probably take over the mantle as Black Panther. Although I just, man, maybe if you want to read this, guys, I wouldn't say that this is confirmed, but it's most likely going to be happening. So I'm not going to go through the little details in this. The outline goes on to reveal that T'Challa passes away from sickness prior to the start of the war between Wakanda and Atlantis. So that's what they're going to do? So he dies off screen? That's what I was afraid of. That's what I was afraid of. Ah, man, he dies of sickness. Just recast it, guys. Recast it. What's wrong with you? Why would you not recast it? And that starts to get under my skin quite a bit, actually. Yeah, just recast it. But guys, if you want to go over and read a lot about the cameos and stuff like that for Wakanda Forever, my anticipation level just dropped through the floor there. I just kind of like my stomach just kind of went, because when the news came down that Chadwick had passed, it hit me hard because I idolized his performance in that role, and just thinking about it now, it got me a little bit emotional because he was a strong force, man. He was a strong force, and I think he would have liked to have it passed on to another actor. I think that's what I would have liked to have seen instead of dying from sickness. But maybe that's the way that the cast was going to use it to heal. Yeah. It gives me pause. Does it give you guys pause that perhaps that he dies off screen? Oh, yeah. Bummer, man. Yeah, you can tell how hot it is by just look at the sweat on the glass. I'm hanging in there, though. I'm hanging in there. Let's go on and talk about Fast 10. Behind the scenes image. I guess today is, I think it's Vin Diesel's birthday. Brie Larson shares a behind the scenes look at Fast 10. Okay, cool. Well, there it is. I think she says happy birthday in the quote, right? Yeah. A little family for your timeline. Happy birthday, Vin Diesel. So, yeah, okay, so it's Vin's birthday. There you go. Brie Larson. Vin Diesel. She's got 7 million followers? Wow. Wow. That's the only image that we got here, guys. We have some other news that came out recently, too, saying that expect some big surprises, Ludacris said. I think it was Ludacris, or was it Tyrese? One of them just said that, yeah, it's going to have some big surprises in it. I'll be honest with you. This is one of those series, too, where I'm kind of like, I'm off the hype train. I'll watch it if I have to, but I'm not going to, unless the trailer really wows me. It has to wow me. And the way that it'll wow me is it'll assure me that it doesn't have anything like a car driving off a cliff, catching a chain of some kind or a rope, a vine or something, and then swinging out all. Oh, God. Yeah, that was. Ooh. Ludacris and Tyrese going up into space. Yeah, assure me that nothing like that happens, and I'll be maybe getting on back on board with it. But I'm just, oh, what do you guys think? Maybe I know I'm in the minority there, guys, because a lot of people are still hyped about this franchise. But behind the scenes image there, Brie Larson, Vin Diesel, happy birthday, man! Kudos. All right, what's next? The Munsters. We saw the Munsters trailer on last week, right? And it's finally found its home. It's going to be on Netflix this fall. So Rob Zombie has announced that his reboot of the Munsters will be coming to Netflix at the same time as Tim Burton's Addams Family reboot series. Really? Huh. Okay. So, this fall. Do we have a confirmation? This fall. So we don't have an actual date. It just says this fall. Okay. Well, now we know that it's going to be on. Oh God, yeah, that trailer was not good. It was. Oh. Netflix is coming to... Oh, yeah, okay, so Munsters is coming to Netflix in September. An exact date yet to be announced. And I don't know, guys. We're going to do a watch-along for The Gray Man this week, but I don't know if we're going to do a watch-along for this. Or maybe we will. And maybe I'll have to smoke a big blunt. Take some Jordan Peele's advice. Well, I can do that here in Canada. I can do that if I want. I don't know how operational I'll be, but no, I won't. I'll watch it straight with you guys. But I got my hesitations because that trailer did no favors to this property. And people who know the channel knows that I was tracking this production fairly closely. Because I had hopes for this. I had high hopes, but they were, once again, it was like getting kicked in the gut. It was kind of like, oh, that seems to be a theme of today's news. I don't mean it to be, but it just seems to be. Attack the Block 2. Wait a minute. Ooh, I missed a story in there. I did. Let's talk about Attack the Block 2. As soon as I pull this up properly. John Boyega. Haven't seen him in a hot minute. Attack the Block 2 gets promising update from John Boyega. I guess he's writing the script with the director. Okay, what's the quote here? This is over on Screen Rant. I'm in the lab. We're in the lab. We cooking. I've sat down with Joe Cornish just literally a few weeks ago. Expect some news soon. We started developing. We're still in development. We're cooking something real sweet, and we'll have some announcements soon. Well, we heard that they were working on this like a year ago. Yeah. A year ago, these cops and lawyers wouldn't touch any of you. Well, what happened? Yeah, what happened here, man? You're still in development. I would imagine that they got at least the first draft of the script done. Now, I was late to the party for this one. I didn't see it until it was on streaming. It was okay. For a lower budget movie. I'm curious about a second one. Now that they may have a little bit more money, but sometimes that's not necessarily a good thing. One of its strengths was that it was lower budget. Because it then relied on the acting. Because I always said in productions, if I were to ever start making films myself, we may not have the big budget to have like the big action sequences or the top visual effects, but we can control three major things. One of them is the acting. We can make sure that the acting is going to be proper. We can make sure that the story is going to be awesome. We can refine those two things with fairly good fare, I would say. You got time to refine those. And that's what the first Attack the Block did. They gave us some good acting. And it put John Boyega on the map. But are you guys looking forward to Attack the Block 2? All right, I think that's it for the sequel news. A lot of sequels. When I was putting the graphics together, I was kind of like, ooh. Yeah. You know, you hear those arguments that Hollywood is just caught up in making too many sequels. Hard to argue that today. Okay. She-Hulk. Now, guys, I'm somebody who's really looking forward to She-Hulk. She-Hulk star puts a positive spin on divisive CGI. And I didn't know that it was going to be divisive. I knew it wasn't top quality, but you got a whole bunch of people out there making videos saying, oh, it's awful and it's going to be the worst thing ever. It's, yeah. Hey, but if that's what you do to get the views, you talk about things that outrage you. But it didn't outrage me because I think she looks awesome. And yes, I was somebody who has a soft spot there for She-Hulk. You know, yeah. So let's take a look at her quote here. She's not a trained fighter at all. She could just flick someone and they go flying. This is one lawyer you don't want to find. This is one lawyer you don't want to find you guilty. You feel like a dork, but how also cool at the same time. We talked about how the process separates us from the superheroes, which works for our characters as they're outsiders. Well, I don't see what that has to do with the CGI. But it'll get refined, guys. Don't worry about that. They've already released updated visual effects, and they'll get that. And again, what did I say about the story? If you can get the acting and you can get the story refined, the visual effects, people give it a pass if those two first things are well in line. And I missed the third one. And the third one is directing, because you can direct those two things very well. So those are the three main factors, and that's why in my old movie reviews I would talk about the 5 factors, right? And it always started with acting, directing, and story, because those are the main factors, the key factors that you don't need a lot of money to make those good. You don't. Hone your craft, hone your skills, and the rest should take care of itself. Hey, what's this? Taylor Swift's forgotten CSI character. She was in CSI? Looks like she was playing a goth. Cool. I'll have to check that out. Sorry. I'm a Taylor Swift fan. I didn't realize that she was in CSI. She's going to be in that new movie that's going to be with Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, coming out this fall. All right. I won't digress there. That's just for me, for my selfish reasons. I'll take a look at that later on after the show. Restore the Snyderverse. Okay, Justice League Snyder Cut campaign reportedly fueled by fake accounts. Yes, and that's no big surprise. We learned that from the Oscars, that it was all bots that voted for that. But when that came out, I also said at the time too that there are, out of the Restore the Snyderverse hashtag crew, I'd say there's like maybe 5% of that is actual legitimate people that do want to have that. The rest is trolls. Like, I'd say like 95% of it is trolls and bots. And and brand new report claims that investigations from WB discovered that Justice League Snyder Cut campaign was partially aided by fake accounts. And that's the thing too. So, the trolls, they undermined it. They got the Snyder Cut. They got what they wanted, but they turned it into a farce. It's not the way to go, guys. Because I liked the color palette of the theatrical release, and I liked the aspect ratio of the theatrical release. I didn't like the Snyder Cut aspect ratio, and I know people say that he filmed it that way and it was always intended to be that way, but I was like, nah. 4 hours. I know that people like it, so it's just a case of one of those things where you want to have something honest and you get it, but then you realize that you got it by somewhat nefarious means, perhaps. Who knows? All right, guys. I know it's going to be a shorter show today. I wanted to end off with, I'm not going to end it off, actually. We got a couple more stories after. Captain Insano. Because I like the Waterboy. I think Waterboy is one of the better sports movies of all time. Paul White to perform as Waterboy character Captain Insano on AEW television. So he's going to AEW Pro Wrestling, and he's going to be actually playing the character Captain Insano. So that's kind of fun. Yeah, guys, that's something just fun. So he'll be back. He says the guy who wrote The Waterboy has approved. Tony Khan and I have secured the rights to Captain Insano. There's already an outfit made, the whole 9 yards. We're doing a lot of prep work, and this will be my last hurrah, so to speak. Well, yeah, because he's getting up there, guys. Your body just can't handle that kind of brutal punishment. And then, yes, I know that wrestling is fake, but you're still taking slaps, you're drop kicking, you're falling down on hard mats, going off ropes, falling on desks and chairs, getting hit by chairs. It still brutalizes your body, no doubt about that. But he's a big guy. I just thought that would be fun to take a look at. Strong words from a strong man, and hopefully he can do that big laugh, because that laugh that sold it for me at least. Captain Insano, power bomb. It was the power bomb and then the poke in the eyes, right? But I don't think they'll do that. But I could see a power bomb, him doing power bomb. Will it get me to watch AEW wrestling? Not really, but I'll catch the highlights on the Sportsnet. I just thought that was a fun little story. Okay, there is a story here that I did miss. My apologies. I didn't put it in the show notes or the description. But Peter Dinklage has joined Hunger Games prequel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And Peter Dinklage is a fantastic actor. Fantastic. He did a lot of heavy lifting in Game of Thrones. So he's going to be joining this Songbirds and Snakes in the role of Casca Highbottom. Casca Highbottom. In the novel, Highbottom serves as the dean of the academy and develops the idea of the Hunger Games as a theoretical event for a school project. But I thought this movie, Snakes and Songbirds or whatever, was about the 10th version of the Hunger Games, because when we get around to Katniss, it's like the 75th version or something, isn't it? Or I don't know. No, it's not 70 years. I can't remember it exactly, but so he's going to be like the brain behind all of this. Okay. Well, we know he can pull off roles like that. He was the bad guy in X-Men First. No, not First Class. Something future. I'm not drawing it out right now, but it's also going to have Rachel Ziegler in it. Links to the Past. No, the heck was that movie called, guys? Come on. Days of Future Past. There we go. Days of Future Past. Don't you hate that when that happens, when you want to think of something on the fly like that, and it's just on the tip of your tongue, and it's kind of like, oh, you can't pull it out until you actually see it, and then it eats away at you. Okay, so that's the Hunger Games. Songbirds and Snakes, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Cast is rounding out pretty impressively, and it's going to have a decent production value, I think. Hey, can't go wrong with top talent like Peter Dinklage. And yeah, I'm really surprised that I haven't had to wipe any sweat off yet. Okay. Well, let's go over to the old Twitterverse, guys. I know that some people may not like me doing this, but I want to see what's going on out there. See if I missed anything. Grey Man. We are at the UK screening of The Grey Man. Okay, so that comes out this week, right? Storm Reed will star in and produce Becoming Noble. It follows a high school senior who learns she's a princess of an African nation and travels to her home country to discover her roots. Well, that sounds interesting. And to determine if royal is something she really wants to be. Say what you will about Wrinkle in Time. She wasn't very good in that, but you know what she was good in? She was really good in Invisible Man, which we did a full live watch along here on the channel. She was really good in that. So that sounds interesting. Becoming Noble. Okay, what's this? The trailer for Look Both Ways. It's coming to Netflix August 17th. Luke Wilson. Joey King for Bullet Train. Yeah. I don't know if I like the... but whatever. She's going to be one of the standouts for me, at least in Bullet Train. I'm looking forward to her. They had a big press photo of like the whole cast standing, and she was standing in between Brad Pitt and Aaron Taylor Johnson, and she was like small in stature, but I think she has a commanding presence on the screen, and she's going to have a really bright future. The Woman King is coming to Toronto Film Festival. It will premiere. Oh. Well, maybe I should get on a bus and head over to Toronto. Check that out this year. I need to go to TIFF one year, for sure. Get into some early screenings. New look at House of the Dragon. Well, we were just talking about Game of Thrones. But this is like the prequel to it. No. Yeah. About the Targaryens, right? From the Hollywood Reporter. Oh, that's a cool one. Matt Smith. So the throne had a lot more stuff going on the sides. Oh, of course we know what happens to it. It gets burnt. Melted down. Netflix are hoping to launch their own iconic franchise. We want to have our version of Star Wars, our version of Harry Potter, and we're working very hard to build that. But those are not built overnight. Well, I'd say Stranger Things definitely is in that league, for sure. You're building that. That's an interest. I'm going to have to take a look at that article. It's a little bit more on the business side of things, but I'll take a look at it. The cast and crew of House of the Dragon on Hollywood Reporter. First look at Quinta Brunson as Oprah Winfrey in the Al Yankovic biopic. So she's going to be playing Oprah. Daniel Radcliffe, of course, is playing Weird Al. And that's a performance that I'm looking forward to seeing. I think that one is going to be kind of like, hopefully it gets him some award considerations. Because if he does it well, and they go into the darker side of his love life, which apparently this is going to, there's potential there for some scenes that hopefully work out really well for Daniel Radcliffe. Cast of Nope. Yeah. Is that Keke Palmer? Very interesting. Daniel Kaluuya. Yeah. Keke Palmer. I'm looking forward to Nope. And as we saw from the early buzz, the reception is good. It's a very daring color for this for his suit jacket. There's very interesting. Well, maybe it's going along with the themes, right? Michael B. Jordan, cool. They worked together, of course, on the first Black Panther movie. Lupita Nyong'o, absolutely breathtaking. And she just joined TikTok. I haven't taken a look at her account yet, because I get sidetracked when I get on TikTok. Too many. I scroll through too many videos to get away from some of the dancing meme stuff that's on TikTok. Brandon Piera. Storm Reed at Nope. Well, we just heard about her. She's going to be in a new project. Good for her, and she's going to be producing it. So she's getting a very interesting resume. Sky Jackson. New trailer for Don't Worry Darling will apparently drop this week. Okay. Well, I like the first trailer. That's that movie directed by Olivia Wilde. Florence Pugh, Harry Styles. Kind of like a cult movie with the cult leader played by Chris Pine. I'll be looking forward to that for sure. says that the theatrical release of Venom 2 paved the way for... What? What's this? Sony's Sanford Panich says the theatrical release of Venom 2 paved the way for the success of Top Gun Maverick. What? I'd say it's benefiting from us taking our shot. Venom is the start of that story that allows Top Gun to do the kind of business it did. Like, what the heck? No, Top Gun was awesome because Tom Cruise and the cinematography, the story, it had nothing to do with Venom 2. What the heck are you talking about? Are you saying because Venom 2 underperformed, people wanted to see something good? Like, that's all I can make sense of that. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know about that. Netflix has greenlit a mystery thriller adaptation of the manga Burn the House Down. Oh yeah, I heard about this yesterday. John Wick was originally going to be like a 75-year-old man. Then, of course, they signed Keanu for it. A 75-year-old man. Kind of like Taken. Well, Liam wasn't 75 in Taken, but like going for that older man vibe. Would it have worked? I don't know if it still would work, because Keanu was good in that role. John Wick just falls in his wheelhouse, and it goes to one of his strengths of action. Alicia Vikander says the status of Tomb Raider sequel is in limbo following Amazon's acquisition of MGM. Oh, bummer. Now it's kind of politics. I think Misha Green and I have been ready, so it's kind of in somebody else's hands, to be honest. Oh, that's a bummer. And I remember like a year ago, I said that this movie was going to get... It was originally going to start shooting early this year, but yeah, because of that acquisition, it got pushed. Now it's in limbo, and now, they wanted to capitalize on Alicia Vikander's youth for this, but she's going to be almost 44. How old is Alicia Vikander? She's with Michael Fassbender, right? A power couple. She's 33. Oh, she's still young. She can still play it, but they were trying to go for the video game feeling of her being young and just learning to be a Tomb Raider. But she's going to be definitely a lot more mature when they do the second one. If they do a second one, you might just want to go back to the reboot stage again. I don't know. That's a bummer. Because I had a lot of fun with that first Tomb Raider movie. I did. New look at House of the Dragon. Oh, is there? 1.2 million views. So there's a new teaser out? Yeah. Oh, I'll have to take a look at that. Alright, guys. A little shot of Vecna there. Yeah, apparently this costume, and most of it was practical, guys. Very impressive. Very impressive indeed. See if I can zoom in on that. Okay, not that far. Alright. Yeah, very impressive. Filming has wrapped on the reboot of White Man Can't Jump. Huh. Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know. The chemistry between Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson, that's what sold that movie, right? So Zack Steiner joins the cast. Is he going to be playing the Woody Harrelson role? The synopsis for Dune Part 2, we talked about that already. I think that's about it, guys. Yeah. Well, I made it. I made it through all the stories. And it's about a 40-minute show, so that's about fine. Because I got my laundry in right now. I don't think I'll play any guitar. My hands are sweaty. I don't quite feel the heat yet. I think that's about it for today. Let me just take a look on some other sites here just quickly to see if I missed any big headlines of the day. Early buzz for Nope. That's got to be the highlight of the story today. Yeah, it really does. Yeah, I think that's all the stories. The only thing I could do is maybe go to Reddit and see if there's anything on there. Because sometimes, you know, the Reddit forums, they've got some breaking news or they got some speculation in there. So I'm going to pull that up right now, just loading up the page, and then we'll round it out because I got to go down and get my laundry out. Movies and discussion. Yeah, we saw that image. Dune Part 2 has begun. Rob Zombie's Netflix. Yeah, we know this. Nothing really jumps out at me here. Killers of the Flower Moon, the new Scorsese film, is aiming for December 2022 release. Apparently a rough cut has been privately screened. I'll have to keep my eye out for that. Because as much as I liked The Irishman when I was watching it, because it's 4 hours, it doesn't have that repeat value in it. And I'll watch it again maybe in a couple of years. Who knows? See if anything else jumps out at me here. Not really. Charles Bronson. Mickey Rooney Jr., original Musketeer, dies at 77. Mickey Rooney Jr., eldest son of Mickey Rooney. Huh. Rest in peace. A new poster for Beast. Idris Elba, August 19th. Cool. Do you like that? Kind of shows the standoff there between the two. Lightyear comes to Disney Plus on August 3rd. That's just around the corner, guys. Alright, that's it. That's it. That's the show for today, guys. What do you guys think about some of these stories? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and we will talk about it. I'll gotta really get on responding to YouTube comments. Maybe tomorrow, at the end of the show tomorrow, I'll respond to YouTube comments live. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. That sounds like a fun idea. Until next time, guys, I'll see you for more movie news here on the Mirror Domains channel, daily, 12 p.m. Eastern, Monday to